I need to keep reminding myself that I need to let things flow without forcing it. I keep trying to force things for a certain outcome in my head, which is blocking me from the truth, knowing what I really want. Something that's become clear to me in the last couple of months.
I don't need to say all that. Why do I have such a fucking intro for what I want to say? Just say it.
Well, that's another lesson today then. The people that I used to date, I can see what I thought I was manifesting and how I was manifesting what I manifested. In the past, I've dated people who rather needed me, and it wasn't them needing me. My mom needed me. She made constant reminder of that to us kids, especially me because I was the oldest child and she was relying on me heavily. House chores, mental, emotional. My mom believes you don't take out dirty laundry. Whenever she will vent about things she held back from saying because she was afraid of confrontation, abuse from my dad, she'll be ranting to me about it. Why your dad can't do this? Everyone else's partner's like this. I'm doing all the house chores and he doesn't support it anyway. I'm not saying that I didn't agree with them, because she used to say that directly, that I'm only staying in this marriage for you guys. Because Korean culture, you as a woman, if you want to get married, the man's parents may not be happy and they might judge you. And if you misbehave, they're just going to resort straight to, oh, it's because she grew up in a broken family. I don't want that label for you. My mom's also physically ill too, from time to time. Yeah, we were not getting support, even the physical caring or trying to clean up or anything like that either from my mom. Used to say, if I'm not here, you have to protect and you have to look after the family. You are the mother in the family, for my brother particularly, but also to look after my dad too, because he's a grown-ass adult. But whenever my mom had to go for a business trip, let's say for 9 days in New Zealand when I was little, my mom made sure that every single day we had something to eat. She cooked everything. It was frozen or in the fridge. I needed to make sure how to heat up or how to make some fried egg, whatever. I hated the way my dad treated my mother. They're still together. I hated the way that he spoke to her. I hated that she was his punching bag and that she didn't speak up and that she said it was because of us that she did what she did. When you hear that growing up, you don't realize how much you feel like a burden. When you're young and you don't have yourself developed yet, everything that happens around you, you think is because of you. You're self-centered. So I hated every time my dad would talk to my mom the way and treated her the way he did. Yet, that's what I was used to. Also saw love too. I saw and felt the love from my dad as well. And they did their best. So I definitely felt and saw love at the same time. So at the end of the day, that was what I was used to. That was my perception of love. Guilt was a massive thing, and I didn't realize how much this guilt was embedded in me as to work as a motivation. It's because of you. You gotta do well, you gotta be mature, you gotta grow up fast, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. It was a motivation, but at expense of burdening myself and feeling guilty at the same time. Right? Without realizing. In middle school, I started getting a lot of guys' attention. This guy asked me out. The way he asked me, it wasn't, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? It was, if you say no, I'm not going to ask anyone else out. I'm just going to live the rest of my life alone. How f***ing ridiculous and a loser act is that? But he was only young too, and it's probably out of desperation as well, right? That was his way to get to me. And it got to me. It only lasted a day. I felt really bad and I felt the sense of responsibility, as you would, because that was conditioned. Everyone else's burden, everyone else's problem becomes my responsibility when you make it so. And I thought that was allowed, that was accepted, because that's all I knew. This is how it is so important how you're raised, how you are treated, and how much you know of your actions and where it comes from. Because I could just be making the same mistakes and stuck in that cycle and going, why me? Why guys are all dicks? And why am I stuck in this same cycle over and over again with shit people or losers? Because I was in that mentality. It worked. It was fitting into that dynamic. Anyways, I said yes because I felt the responsibility. I just couldn't do it because I didn't like the guy, you know? So on the same day, I just went, look, I can't do this. And that was it. It was a hard pill to swallow that I had low self-worth, that it depended on how much the other person needed me and how much I can help the other person. It's kind of like a chicken or egg situation, right? It is my nature, because you could have gone, oh, fuck this, fuck mum, everything went completely south as well. It is who I am, but also at the same time, I can see how that conditioning and also what I was used to, what I perceived as love in that cycle, and I constantly chose to go with someone below. And does that mean I was better? No, because at the end of the day, my self-worth on the same level as them. It felt incompatible and I thought that was fine because that was the compromise I was willing to make. Why? Because I didn't really feel like I was worth to be loved just for who I am unless I had something to offer. It's something that I really, really needed to work on with the support of my husband, you know. Grown so much. Whenever I see that, I get where the person is coming from. I have the compassion for them. I would love to help in the ways that I can, but not to a point where I lower myself and surround myself with people that I once used to surround myself with. I choose to not continue that, the same level of that relationship. I'm not looking to feel validated and feel needed to feel worthy by anyone else anymore. It's becoming faster now on things that I just say no to, things that I don't accept anymore. If somebody was to say things that make me feel disrespected, for example, this happened recently as well. And it's not to say that that person was disrespecting me. That's not the same thing. I felt disrespected. I don't care about your job or your status or your situation or anything. I give you my full respect and no judgment, and I expect the exact same thing in return. And it's not that I expect you. It just simply means that if you're not giving me the same respect that I give, I just don't accept it. I will let you know about it. I'll figure out a rational way to go about it, whether if it's a workplace, whether it's with friends, let them know that that is not something I accept, but I don't take that personally. You're not doing that to disrespect me, or I would know the difference if you did. And if you were doing that to disrespect me, I will just exclude myself because it's not worth. But if I can genuinely see that the pattern does not match, and I know that it's something that they have going on, and whether they realize and it becomes something or not is not my place. But what is in my plate is to let you know that, hey, if that's not being respected in both ends, see you later. I don't fuck around with time anymore. Jobs that I'm trying to figure out what I like, where it leads me. And if I've come to the conclusion that it's not for me, I'm not holding on for the sake of security or anything because I don't want to waste any more time because I know what journey I'm on. I'm just trying to really figure myself out. I've got greatness. I could bring lights to a lot of people. You know, I know that and I just need to figure out how to do it. All I can do is whatever comes to mind, I try. I'm very proud of myself. Tomorrow, I'm going to drop off the uniform. Daily practice, Gen Z. Just keep telling yourself, don't get driven too fast. Just slow down. Let things flow, right? Don't try to look for what this is leading me to and trying to come up to that conclusion all by yourself. How arrogant of me to think that I'm the one that's figuring out the outcome when it's not up to me, right? It's up to God. And the more I try to control that, the blinder I get. Stop trying to figure things out so quickly. Stop being so impatient.